Hey everybody, this is Pretty Pet in the Bouncing Back Show. Yeah, Pretty Pet, and the name of his show is Bouncing Back. Welcome again, fans, and here I am. Today is going to be pretty deep, as far as, the discussion that I got for you all. And hopefully, I'm trying to get it right. We'll be able to go live in a minute and be able to get that comment thing right because I'm dealing with some things and how I want and everything. Because I want y'all to be able to ask some questions or say something, response good or bad, because I'm open for all constructive criticism or whatever. And it's all about growth. And, I'm trying to get that situated so that we can, get a little more personal. But for now, it's just me kicking it, and you can still drop some comments if you would like, and I always go back in my comment boxes and read over them and I'll answer them too, even if you just want to say what's up. Today is gonna be a heck of a show today, but I always have to explain what the show is about first because it's always new fans and they don't know where I stand and all of that. So I'll go ahead and start by saying, my name is Patrick Scales. I grew up in Portsmouth, Virginia. I got into the street life when I was real young, 17 years old, and got under the wing of a neighborhood, drug dealer, and that became my lifestyle, and that's what it's been. Ups and downs of the game and street life, good and bad. But let me tell you something, majority of the bad is bad. It's not too much you can say real good about it. The best thing you can say about the streets and the drug game or whatever you into that's negative is that you overcame it. That you got to a point in your life where you got matured up and say, look, man, I ain't getting nowhere, because the odds are against you from the beginning, and for a lot of young cats out there who think that, you watch these movies or whatever, videos and hear all, big money, they showing all the wads, and all that old stuff. But they never show you the small print, meaning the bad side. And actually, the small print should be the large print, and the glamorous print should be the small print, because that's what the game gives pretty much 98% of the people that, make the decision to live that lifestyle. And some people don't have a choice. And I understand, I know I'm going to get some people to say, you always have a choice. True indeed. We always have a choice. But everybody's mentality is not the same. So some people think totally different than others. Matter of fact, that's a fact. So, you can't always expect for people to, be on your level wherever you are. And it's some people that just might have been in a situation or was brought up in life where they was pushed in a corner and that's the hand that they were dealt. And that's what they, dove into and started partaking in, and came to find that I like to say it's an illusion and it's a lie. But some people swear you down that that's the way to go and they had no choice. But, they'll swear up and down that this is a good thing, and this is their life and, they can do this. But I learned early on, first thing I learned early in my life was that envy, jealousy, haters come a dime a dozen. People gonna hate on you. People don't want to see you with no money. People don't even, a lot of people, I ain't saying everybody, but I'm just saying a few people, haters and whatever. They don't want to see you doing good. You got people out there that feel like, since they doing bad or they upset or in a bad place in life. They want everybody else to partake in that with them, you know. And then what happens is you get so caught up into hating, or caught up into selling, or caught up into using, or caught up into abusing, or being abused. Because whenever you're dealing with adversity, your mentality goes through a transformation, and it's a time to be able to make a decision which way you're gonna go in that stage of adversity. That's what adversity does. It's designed to strengthen you, to mold you to be better, to learn from, certain situations and move on. But a lot of people, me myself, got caught up into that lifestyle, and with the glamour and all of that. And in my book, you'll hear the entire story, how I got started and all of that when I was 17 years old. And I had to learn fast that this wasn't for me. And then down the line, because when you live in street life, and I don't mean to get so caught up, this was not my subject. Here I go. You can tell I just like to talk. And yeah, I got on glasses today, and that's a conversational piece too, because people hate. They be like, why he got on glasses? He must be high. Why he got on glasses? He must be drunk. Why he got on glasses? Somebody must have punched him in his face. He got a black eye. I just got on glasses because I just feel like having glasses on, laying back, politicking with my family. That's it. This is just who I am. That's what I told you from the beginning of my podcast. It's about being transparent. And I promised you that I would be transparent from the beginning to the end. No secrets, no, being phony or none of that. Because I want the next person to know that they can be their self, but always striving to be a positive self. And you can overcome and, become successful, but you got to put in some work, and you got to see yourself as a positive light. And, you got to start dropping the darkness. And I understand that's a habit in itself, living in the dark. A lot of people don't know about that, but I'm telling you what I know. You can even go ask a person that's lived in the dark for so long. Living in the dark is a habit in its own self. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I'm gonna get to the point. Please don't bash me. Yes, you can. You can say anything, because I'm gonna accept it, because it's all growth. That's what I'm about. But I need to start getting on a schedule, and come once a week. I'm thinking at a certain time, and that you're gonna be able to, get with Pretty Pet and see what he's talking about today, or see what I want Pretty Pet to talk about. This is our show. Let me tell you something. I need y'all to help me. This is bouncing back, and I'm in the process. Bouncing back, I'm not a success at. This is my bouncing back transformation right now. I'm giving it all I got, because the world has not been kind to me, and I haven't been kind to myself. And in the mix of it, I got a little off track mentally. So I'm just so thankful that I got a support system and a desire to do better with my life. At some point, whenever you're dealing with it, different tragedies or whatever, sometimes you just gotta let things go and not wallow in it, And that was my life. And being a felon is one of the worst things you can, endure in America. They say America is one of the greatest countries you can live in, but it depends on who you ask, to be honest. But anyway, I kind of was talking about street life and all that old stuff. And, I kind of want people to, if you don't have an understanding or whatever, knowledge of what that looks like or what that feels like or how is it to live such a life, and you got questions, put it in the comment box and I'll answer those questions, or somebody will call in or comment or whatever with an answer for you, because there's a lot of convicted felons out here, and there's a lot of people that's out here on these streets that don't want to be, but that's the hand that they were dealt, and they need some help, you know. And like I was saying, one time I was in the penitentiary. I love to read. I read books all the time. I was reading a book by Mandela called Conversations with Yourself. Conversations with Myself. That was the name of the book. And it was a book that it's put together by all his notes and, you know, logs or whatever. Journaling or whatever during the 27 years that he served. So he put all those notes together and how people treated him and just his own wisdom and knowledge, and wrote a book about it and named it Conversations with Myself. I take it because he spent a lot of isolation time. And when you spend a lot of isolation time, you really get to know yourself, you know, to a high degree. So this was a good book. And I forgot which chapter it was, but he had said that we as human beings are guilty of allowing the bad part of a person to dictate how you treat them, you know. And I thought that was heavy. And what he said was, don't quote me word for word, but it kind of went something like this. What he said was, he said, all of us have come from the mud of society. We have good and we have bad in us. But when you meet a person, it is your humanly duty to nurture the good and not the bad. Meaning, you nurture the bad because you always hate, you're always talking about them, you're always stepping on a person, you count them out. You know, you don't like them, there's something about them, you just hate, prejudices, ills, pet peeve, whatever, just make you bad, feel bad. But you're not supposed to put that much energy in a person in its bad parts, because people change. People are capable of change. And that's not the godly person that you're witnessing. That's a bunch of, right, when you find gold, when they strike gold, they gotta cook, they call it the dross off. That's the bad part of the gold, the stuff that, you know, that don't, it's not pure, you know, it's the trash, it's the baggage, you know, so they gotta cook it to cook the dross off, and then the final result is pure gold. So that's what we have to do, and I like cook the dross off, you know. But you first have to have a belief in yourself that you can do it, and I believe that God, because if He knows your steps, He ordered our steps. That's what the word say, right? So, because I've questioned myself a lot about why did I have to take certain routes in my life, you know, as far as, you know, dealing with this negative lifestyle, and it's a touchy subject. I mean, but anyway, I don't like it. You let me say I didn't choose it. You know, I had been bamboozled. Like I said, a small print, you know, should be, you know, switch places, because the small print is the things that come along with the street life, habits, robberies, whatever. I said in my book that, you know, when you sit down and talk to a person who's been through the struggle, you're gonna witness a lot of wounds, scars, gunshot wounds, you know, stabbings, broken hearts, you know, mentally unstable. Some people go crazy, you know. How many times have you seen somebody in the neighborhood walking around and he's not of himself or she's not of herself, and you go, man, she took something, somebody gave her something bad, she went crazy. You know, I mean, it happens. That's what I mean by the small print. They don't tell you what's subject to happen if you enter this game. It's a rough situation. You got to be on your P's and Q's, and you got to play with principles in that world, because I don't wish that world on anybody, to be honest with you. Yeah, I endured it. I went through it. I feel like I've been bamboozled. I looked at the cars, the money, the jewelry, the reputation, the titles, pretty pat, and all that other stuff. You know, I went with that, the fame, hood fame. We call that hood fame. But I soon found out that if you ain't really ready for that game, you can get, you know, taken down by some of the illest, you know, things that come along with it, you know, and that's not a good feeling, you know, and then all it does is stagnate your life. But some people, you know, make it look good, and they're the ones that most people, you know, we always want to look at the good things, or you always want to listen to the friend that says what you want, but you don't want to listen to the person that's going to tell you the truth and say, you don't need to do this. You know, you listen to them, you might be like, yeah, you're right, and all that. But in your mind, you're still leaning more towards the person that said what you wanted them to hear. And that also is a psychological abnormality, because you have an addiction of listening to your negative mentality. That's what it is. The id, they call it the id, when you're dealing with the conscious. And that's another story. We'll go into that. I had an addiction to listening to the gangster side of me. Y'all seen the Devil and the Angel and the cartoons and stuff on the shows. I had an addiction to listening to the devil, the red, the demon. You know, the angel always told me what I should do and gave me a way out. But I always allowed this person, the idiot, to dictate, you know, my decision and what I do. And every time I listened to that, it brought me heartache and pain. It either hurt me or hurt somebody else. And it's always somebody attached to you, so you're gonna hurt somebody else. So some of the things that you do don't feel like, and I used to think that, I'm only doing this, excuse me, I'm only doing this to me. I'm not doing this to you. But if you sit back and you listen to your loved ones, you're doing it to them too, you know. But that's another show about the love and what you should do and the true definition of tough love and all that old stuff. But what I wanted to talk about today, and I know somebody said, you know, I had a best friend, rest in peace, man. That was my ace, man. Deuces to Al Fields. Al Fields is one of the coolest cats. You know, in our neighborhood, it's Camelot. You know, I'm from Caledonia. But across the railroad tracks in Chesapeake is Camelot. I'm just going to say this real fast. And when I met Al, he was from Camelot and all that. You know, we always thought we was the coolest in the mountain. Camelot, they cool. You got a few cool cats. You know, you got a few cool cats wherever you go. But I can say on this side of the tracks, majority of the people are cool. But anyway, when I met Al, he was from Camelot, because I used to mess with him all the time. He used to represent too. He was one of the coolest cats I ever met. He used to wear the brands, the Stacey Adams, one of them type dudes. Get all the girls. I'm talking about he put them clothes on, driving the nice cars. You know, I love cars. Anybody can tell you that. I love cars, fixing them up. You know, making them gangster. I learned that a long time ago. But anyway, he used to say, I used to be like, man, to make a long story short, he used to tell me, too late. I used to feel this be too late. Come on, man, just keep talking. Well, anyway, I just had to say that, man. You know, Al meant a lot to me, man. Al meant a lot to me. He was one of my best friends, and, you know, he died in May of 2006. And, you know, that was a piece of my heart that, you know, went away. But he died saved, so way to go, Al. Okay, now for what I came here to talk about, this show. Today's show, I wanted to pretty much give a salute to the fallen soldiers that has fallen, you know, to all fallen soldiers, no doubt. I got love for everybody. But within the last week or two, we've had a lot of friends, close friends, people, you know, in our circle or whatever, pass away, you know. And when people pass away, to me, I'm a sensitive person. I look at life globally. You're never gonna see them again till you die. They say you will get to see them again if you're living right. But here on earth, when I had a chance to know these cats here on earth, yeah, you go through things, but life is life, and you're not here for long. So you should have love for everybody. So I told you the way I grew up, and I had some cats that I looked up to, cool cats, nice cars, and all that stuff. So I say that to say this: one of the coolest cats from Calvert Mountain passed away. Well, two of them, but the first one I'm talking about, I'm gonna give him the homage first, was Jackie Hunter. They called him the Cube. This was one cute, cool, little short, black dude. If he ain't had no money, boy, he was in trouble. But he always knew how to, carry himself with some class, had a little money, play with principles, always play with quality, always showed himself as quality. He could always be on top in that game and never at the bottom. And if he was at the bottom, you didn't know it. And that's a cool trait to have when you're looking how you look, your presentation. Even if you broke or whatever, or feeling bad or whatever, you don't have to look it. You can always look the part of hold your head up. Don't let everybody know where you at, especially if you're doing bad, because you don't get people talk about you. But anyway, I just wanted to say farewell to, we called him the Cuban. I went to go see him. He was laying in that coffin. He looked real good. He just like he was sleeping. And it just brought back a lot of memories, because when I was young in the game, they were older, and they used to school me. And I remember one incident specifically, this one incident that, Jackie went to bat for me, and he really liked me, and I appreciated that. And I always was fond of him, because I always like cool cats. You hear me talk about that all the time. But anyway, farewell to the late, great Jackie Hunter. These are hood legends. And if they was in the big world, they would be world famous. Believe that. The other one is a little young cat, and I'm in the mountain, and they were under me. And this cat, he had this coolness about himself from the very beginning, when he was real young. I used to check him out, and I was like, yo, this little young dude. But he was thorough at the same time, and he knew how to carry himself, with quality as well, like I said, Jackie did. And his name was Tony Wolf. Tony Wolf passed away a week ago, and he was a family man, loved his kids, and he was just an all-around good dude, and he passed away, and I just wanted to, pay him some homage and let him know, farewell, I salute you, because you was a real cool and thorough dude, and I like that about you, man, and it hurt me to my heart when I heard it, what happened, and you're no longer with us no more. But I just want to let you know that you will forever go down as a hood legend and one of the vets in Calvert Mountain, Tony Wolf. And then we had a couple of people, which this was kind of weird for me, because I heard they had died on the same day, pretty much the same time, but they weren't together. And it was another incident. I've seen that before, but that's kind of rare. But old Tish and Slow, and a lot of people might know them. They went to Mount High School, and they got caught up out there, and they passed away as well. And I want to salute them too, to Tish and Slow. Rest in peace. And I got love for all of y'all. You know, it's a sad situation when, we lose people like that. And to be honest with you, back in the day, it used to be, the older people, old age in the obituary and dying. But that's not what's going on no more. People are dying, in their youth and middle age. That's all you hear about, And that's why it pays to live your life right and to do all you can, while you can, And that's just what's up, And I just wanted to say farewell to him, One thing about old Jackie and Jackie, boy, them girls used to like old Jackie. And like I say, hey, if he ain't had no money, boy, he would have been in trouble. But anyway, he had some money. And when you got some money, you can learn class. You can buy some class. You can put yourself around people with class and quality and principles and live that life, It's nothing wrong with living that type of life. I'd rather do that than living down. That's why all the times that when I was down, I couldn't stand it, I don't like that. But anyway, you're not gonna always be up. Let's say that too, But and I'm not praising, like them women or they be a lot of women go for street hood. Street, gangsters or street famous people. Let's just say that. Because you don't have to be a gangster to be in the street or to be in that lifestyle. You don't have to be a gangster. That image is no longer with us. The Frank Lucases and all of the bodies and all, you could just be a regular smart person. There's some smart people in the street, who not with violence or any of that. They just doing their business in another lane and being very successful. But even those people don't last because, like I said, that game is just nothing to expect to retire from. And you never know what's going to happen, And then, a lot of guys get out there and, mess with a bunch of girls and, they bragging about they had this girl and that girl and all that other stuff. And, that don't mean nothing, man. You just playing yourself. And I was kind of thinking about that, and that's why I've never been the type. They call me pretty fat. And yeah, I used to have a lot of females liking me and all of that. But I can't say, I had a lot of females here. But I can't say that I just was like, just doing everybody. I ain't never been there because I kind of consider it sacred, And I always consider my woman sacred, And I had some good women in my life. And it hasn't been a lot. I can count on my hand my true loves. So that lets you know right there that I'm not all over the place, and I challenge a lot of the guys who has women, wives or girlfriends or partners or whatever, to be faithful and to be loyal to them, especially if they're doing it to you. It's a sad situation and it hurt when your spouse go out and be with somebody else, And a lot of times, I gotta be real with it. It's the men. Now, you women out there, y'all can be, kind of off the chain as well. And one thing about it, if a woman messing around, you ain't gonna catch her. Because she know how to hide it. She know how to lie about it and saying so faithful and true. And she just know the time. She just knows women, man. You gotta tip your hat to them. They know how to cheat. They can tell you that you cheat and get on you and say they never cheated all the time. And they cheat, but you gotta give them credit. They good. But a lot of women, what I was saying was, don't cheat. So I'm just, messing around, fooling around. No fool, no fun. But a lot of women are loyal. And I always wanted a loyal woman. And I watched my mom. My mom, she was a good woman to her man, and loyal. And it was like she didn't even desire another person. If she did, and I'm pretty sure she came across certain people that she was fond of. But we never saw it. we never heard it. We just saw a strong, loyal woman who treated their husband like a king, and I always liked that. And I always wanted that type of woman. But I just wanted to say, it's sad because we as men, we can go out there and mess around, and then when our girl find out or whatever, we lying about it or whatever. Or some people just being honest about what, so what, yeah, like they look like that to back to y'all. But that ain't saying nothing either. Because what I want to explain to you is this. You have to respect your woman, okay? And messing around on her, that's kind of high on the list of must-dos. It's, deal breakers. I mean, this is just what it is. And if you got a problem with it, I think it's something that you should really work on, because that's your woman. And if you claim that you love her, like you say you love her, then you'll be sacred to her. You'll treat her like a queen, like she deserves to be treated. And then you can be treated like a king, like you deserve to be treated. But if you're doing servant stuff, don't get mad when this queen treats you like a servant and not a king. Now that went over some people's heads, but I think there's enough people out there who got that. So to make it a little more clear, I'm gonna say it like this. You got spirits out here in this world, and I ain't voodoo or nothing like that. This is just facts. Demonic spirits, evil spirits. It's out here in this world. And that lifestyle is no different than a negative habit like drugs or pedophiles or whatever, gamblers. That is no different than you going out there messing with different women. Because when you put your stuff in another woman, you take on everything that she's taking on. You feel what I'm saying? And you don't know who she's been with. So of course, it's a high possibility that she's taking on some negative demonic spirits inside her. Now you come along and you put you in her, you take on these same demonic spirits. You feel what I'm saying? Then what you do is, or what we do, I'm guilty of it, I've done it before, not much, but I can't sit here and act like I never did it, because I have. I might not be high on the list, but I've done it before. And my heart goes out, and it went out then, because I don't like that. But anyway, but some stuff I couldn't pass. But anyway, look. So what you do is you come home and you impregnate your woman with these same demonic spirits. Demonic spirits that she did not deserve. She didn't go out on a relationship. You went out on a relationship. And you brought this home to her. Now, check it out. This is where it get good at. When you once had a woman who was loyal and treated you like a king, you now have a suspect woman, meaning she's doing certain things that you're not feeling and you can't understand. And then in some cases, it end up being she cheated. And now you want to hang yourself or shoot her or shoot yourself or whatever. But you did that. It's not funny, but I'm laughing because some people didn't see that coming. You did that. You went outside, God knows how many times, and brought on God knows how many spirits, and came home and put it into an innocent womb. What you just did, and every time you do it, you pollute that womb with demonic spirits. And then your woman begins to act like someone you never met before. And you did that to her. So, I say that to say this. Be careful. And pray about it if you got to. But stop. And think about it. And honor your woman. And make sure that you don't bring nothing home to her, because she is sacred and she is special and she is your queen. If somebody else went inside your queen, you would have a fit, and you couldn't even understand how she even did that. But you was doing it all the time. You created a monster. So all I'm saying, fellas out there, let's get it together. And if you got a woman, it's nothing wrong with being a one-woman man, because that's what it's supposed to be. Honor your woman, and I guarantee you, she'll have your back and she'll respect you more. If your woman loses respect for you, you might as well move out. I remember that happened to me one time. D lost respect for me, and it was like I was living in a stranger's house. It wasn't our house no more, you know. And I remember one time I stepped outside and she locked the door on me, and I felt so stupid. But I did that. I did that. So, real men out there, own up to your stuff, man. Recognize that it's destroying what you have with something good and with something worthy of keeping and loving like you should love. That's all I wanted to say. I know it's going to be some haters, but it's okay. But if you don't feel this, and if this don't open your eyes and make you think, then you just a rotten dude. Keep doing what you're doing or whatever, you know, you weep with yourself. But anyway, that's the deal with demonic spirits. And I wanted to throw that out there on this show because it was just on my heart, you know. You got a good woman, honor her, love her, treat her like she need to be treated, because that's just what's up. So, I'm going to go ahead and peel on out, and I hope to have the comment thing ready the next time so that we can do the comments and, we all can communicate and, have some fun. Because we're going to have some fun. I'm a funny dude. Y'all think my son funny. Oh yeah, my son is Petey Ray Red, the comedian. I got some good kids, PJ just happened to be the comedian. Darrell. Look, I got some good sons. Quita, my daughter, Brittany, Imani. I got good kids, D. It's just, I love them so much, because they doing what they have to do, and they live in a lifestyle that I would hope for them, I would wish for them, and not have to, some people go right after what you do. Your kids will follow you and try to emulate you. And especially if you're doing something bad or negative or something that you shouldn't be doing, you shouldn't want that for them, and there's nothing cool about that at all. When I was young, when I was, out there getting money and being pretty fat, which is nobody, well, somebody at the time I thought, and I had to throw that in there. But anyway, I used to sit my kids down, my sons, and let them know, look, this is what you shouldn't be doing. I want you to do something better with your life. Don't let me catch you doing this. And I'm going to be on top of this, and I'm going to change too. But let's just say that I went through it for all of us. So don't y'all go through it. So that's what you want, So I'm just thankful that I got good kids, and they still love me because I've been through some stuff. I got some good kids. I can't say that enough. But anyway, that's what's up. So hopefully we'll have a good subject or topic or whatever on the next Bouncing Back. And if you got anything you want to talk about, put it in the comment box. hit the subscribe. Then I got choked up. The subscription box. Nah, I feel like I can't even talk. It's like some people say milk. I had a sick man to say milk. And y'all got any milk? What the heck is milk? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something. And hit me with a comment or something that enlightened me as well, so I can learn something too. And we'll pull together and do like the Batman show used to say, what they used to say, tune in the same back channel, the same back time, and we're going to have some fun. So, until the next time, farewell. I love my fans. I hope y'all support me in this bouncing back. And that's just it. Let's just get it together. Farewell to the fallen soldiers. And that's the end of my podcast. Peace.